Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Naturopathic Breakthrough Podcast. My name is Felicia Wilson, and this is my co-host, Alise Torhus, and we are both naturopathic wellness consultants. We are going to talk to you today about pH. So, Alise, you want to talk to us about the mission statement?
Yes, so our podcast is on a mission to ignite a powerful health and wellness movement through education, inspiration, and community. We believe true well-being comes from feeling energized, empowered, and joyful in every aspect of life. Through expert insights, real conversations, and innovative strategies, we help you unlock your full potential and achieve your goals with confidence. So ignite your energy, elevate your life, join the revolution.
Yes. Yay.
To start off with, there are 4 basic optimal health principles that we believe as naturopaths.
Yes.
Number 1 is balancing pH, which is what we're going to be talking about today. The others are reduce chronic inflammation, feeding and nourishing your body's system, and cleansing and removing toxins from your body.
Yep.
But today is about pH.
pH.
So, Felicia, what would you want to say about pH? What do you want to start us off with?
Well, I'd say that that's kind of what distinguishes us from the medical doctors is we do look at pH. They don't even consider that. It's a pretty easy thing to look at to give you a snapshot of your health. And if you remember back in high school when you learned about pH, it's particles of hydrogen. So it's we're measuring your hydrogen, and also that kind of makes me think of the high school thing. If you think about a fish tank, if you've ever had a fish tank, that you measure the pH in your fish tank. If it gets too high or too low, your fish are going to die, right? So that is kind of the science behind it, is it really does make a difference on the health of living organisms. So what is the first thing that you've got on your list as to what pH does to us?
So, bottom line is it is associated, being in the wrong pH level is associated to a lot of health challenges like gout, lupus, cancer, arthritis, fibromyalgia, and heart conditions. So basically, yeah, the importance of staying in a balanced, having a balanced
it's
pH, right?
it's serious. It is very serious. So if you are experiencing any of those, you might want to check your pH and see where you're at. There is buffering system that your body has to keep your pH between 6.8 and 7.2. And if it gets either too high or too low, your body will start pulling minerals from your bones to keep an equilibrium, because your body's all about homeostasis. It wants to keep it the same. It doesn't like change. So if you are not eating the correct foods to nourish your body, it's going to pull it from somewhere to get it. And that's when you start seeing the osteoporosis, and you start seeing the arthritis, and you start, what else would you say? Gout.
Yes.
So those are all painful. Those are all painful. So if you are paying attention to what you're eating, you can have an effect on that without resorting to medication right away. Start here. There's a place for medication, right? But if you could feel better by just changing, what you're eating and leveling out your pH, that's a way better place to start.
Exactly. Which kind of leads us to what causes the pH imbalance. Like you were saying, I can give you a list here, like high levels of stress, a high protein diet, 70 to 80% protein and 20 to 30% carbs. Diseases we talked about, diabetes is one of them, emphysema, prolonged vomiting can cause, that to get an imbalance. Highly processed foods containing preservatives, high amounts of sugar in your diet, alcohol, coffee,
Yep.
and I'm sure you've all heard that cancer loves to live in an acidic environment, but it struggles to live in an alkaline environment. So that's another huge reason to be there. And we test. So what we test for, which is easy to do, is your saliva and your urine.
Right.
And it's the whole buffering thing. Like that's how we see where it is. And its goal or its mission is to make sure that the blood pH is the most important. It has to be at a certain, I think it's 72 round. If it goes off too far, that's when we die. That's why the buffering system.
Yeah.
Correct. That's how I explain it. But
right. So
yeah.
like we have so many people have said, oh, you go into a nursing home and it smells that's the high ammonia smell. And that is actually because people are in their end stages of life and their pH, they are very, very acidic and their body is breaking down. So it really, you you want to stay away from that levels, right? So keeping your pH in balance is important on so many levels, and it's just not discussed. So I didn't know about this before I started learning about naturopathy. And
Exactly.
it's so easy, you don't have to go get your blood drawn, you just spit, use a little bit of saliva, and then check your urine and kind of get an average of where you're at, and no pain, no muss. Well, maybe a little bit of muss, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
So we have I think have an advantage being naturopaths and having that extra window to look through.
Exactly. And actually, you do this as well, Felicia, but I do with all my clients. It's the first thing I do is test their pH. It's part of my consultation.
Yeah.
And which leads us to actually, we just decided before the podcast that we would love to offer, if anyone wants to get a pH testing done, just email us or join our Facebook group and we will send out, we were thinking 10 a
The
month.
first 10 people that request it will get it for free.
Yes.
Yes. If you still want one, after 10, we will just charge for shipping and handling. Just reach out and we'll let you know what that is.
Yes.
And
Oh,
you
sorry.
can, no, I say, then you can check your pH and get with us and we can kind of tell you what that means.
Yes. Would love to guide you into better balanced pH. And there's we have a big list also, a food list of what's alkaline, what's more acidic. And yeah, lots of resources that we can share and that we will be sharing in our Facebook group. Anyway, so feel free.
Yes.
And basically, yeah, what is the name of our Facebook group?
It is the Naturopathic Breakthrough Podcast.
Actually, the Facebook group is called Naturopathic Breakthrough.
Oh no, it's community.
Yes. I know.
Yep, so
It's
many
fun.
names to remember. So,
Exactly.
Naturopathic Breakthrough Community. We'd love to have you join us there. Just answer a few questions and we'll let you in. That's going to be a safe space to ask questions, share stories, encourage each other. We kind of want to start a movement where we can support each other and there's no dumb questions. And,
Exactly.
we can talk about all different kinds of things. It doesn't even have to all be nutrition. If you're going through a rough patch, we want to be there to support you. And hopefully there'll be other supportive members there that will be uplifting, encouraging, and just kind of, like I said, have a very welcoming community of like-minded individuals.
Exactly. Yes. Or if you do not do Facebook, our email address is naturopathicpodcast@gmail.com. So
Yes.
naturopathicpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. And we'd love to hear from you soon. Excited to have you here. Shoot us let us know if you have any questions. We'd be happy to answer them. Any ideas for a podcast? Open to that. If there's
Yes.
anything that you want to hear, we love to have your ideas.
Yes. Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
I think we covered most of it or all of it for now. There's so much about this, so definitely,
Right. We need an hour or two to really discuss everything, but we gave you a little bit of information on why pH is important, what it affects, and why you do need to pay attention to it.
yes. And a question some people may have is like how often to test?
Mm-hmm.
And I think what our naturopathic doctor who we study with, she recommends it on a monthly basis.
Right.
And it's really easy. So we'll explain that to you where to get it. But we, like I said, we'll be happy to walk you through the first couple of times
Dive
that you do it.
deeper.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe we will do another podcast on this and go deeper into the sciencey side of it because it really is interesting for
Yes,
those of you who are a little more on the I want to know, how this works because we love
exactly.
talking about it. So,
Yes.
yes, look
And we're going to
forward.
be bringing some experts on with us too, going forward,
Yes. Yes,
interview some great. So I'm sure this topic will come up again. So
it will, I'm sure. All
yes.
right, everybody
Well,
have a great rest of your day.
thank you. You too. All
Bye,
right.
Alise.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, Felicia.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Sorry, I was gonna stop